In that same light, you just talked about a guy, Dan, who you played next to for the last couple of years.
Yeah.
Just what does he mean? And if a team asks you about Dan Jackson, what would you say?
Dan's that guy, and I got the same reaction every time. When I got here as a freshman, me and Dan were competing for the same spot, and he helped me. Like, there was no bad blood, no nothing. Like, I'd call Dan 11 at night, he answered the phone, and we'd just talk about plays. Like, we'd just go over the same stuff. He'd meet with me extra. And just to see, like, his journey and his story, like, his work ethic is crazy. And to share the field with a guy like that, I mean, it really is an honor. So today was, like, really special for me because it's the last time maybe that we'll be on the same team. So just kind of come out here and just compete with him was awesome.
Malaki, you got pretty good reviews for your on-field work at the Combine. Did you have any thoughts of maybe not doing it again today?
No, not really. I think it's something I do on a daily basis. I spend a lot of time working on it, so I really didn't have any hesitations coming out and doing it again.
All of your conversations with the coaches, scouts, and GMs, what are you telling them that you want them to know who Malaki is both on and off the field?
Yeah, I'm a competitor on and off the field. I like to compete. I grew up a certain way. My family raised me a certain way, and I'm not a headache. Like, you're not gonna have to worry about me off the field. I'm a guy who was voted captain this last year, along with Dan Jackson and Jalen Walker, guys like that, who was able to lead a team. I'm a guy who comes from a winning program, a guy who knows discipline, somebody who can come in and be a part of the culture and maybe change it, help. Just somebody that you should take.
What are you going to take away from playing with guys like Jalen Walker? And I know you've talked about Dan at length, but playing with those guys, what are you going to take away from that?
Just like the connection. It's such a big piece, and I kind of always realized that because football has kind of always been my outlet, my space to be who I am. Mm-hmm. But just like the connection you build with people, it's so much deeper than football, but it helps so much within football. Like Jalen Walker, he's like my best friend. He's probably going to end up being my best man for my wedding. He was my roommate when I got here. I call his mom my mom. Like, we're really close, and just like to be able to see his journey and watch him grow and like us go through this together, it helped. Like on the field, like our communication was like on point. Like it was when we both have different leading styles. Like we're both very different people, but we were able to like feed off each other because of that connection that we had to able to lead a team. So.
Being from the state, what had the conversation been like talking to the Falcons and you get that call and say, hey, they want you at number 15?
Yeah.
What would that mean?
It'd be awesome. I mean, I grew up watching Georgia. I got to play in my backyard. I grew up watching Atlanta. So just, kind of that same journey, that same story would be awesome. But I'd be lucky to go anywhere.
Those conversations that you have had with the Falcons, how have they gone?
Really good. Just, like you said earlier, really like my versatility, but also just like the leadership skills that I bring and just like the discipline that I have, again, coming from a place like the University of Georgia, just being able to, carry that and carry myself in a certain way. They really like that.
Why are you going to be good in the NFL?
Because I'm myself. I strive to be the best version of myself no matter what, football, off field, whatever the case may be. I'm true and I'm authentic and I compete. And I think, every day I show up, you get the best version of me.
Is there any thought to try to improve on the combine numbers today?
Yeah. I think that's the goal in life, is to always improve, I've been putting a lot of work in, and it's been a lot of heavy work. So I just had to really take in mind how my body was feeling and go from there. But I definitely want to improve for sure.
Where did you do your Combine and Pro Day training?
Tampa, at the compound with Neil Murphy.
Is this the longest you've been away from this part of the world?
Yeah. I haven't really been outside of Georgia that much. Like, my first time ever leaving the state of Georgia really was my first away game when we played Missouri my freshman year. It was my first time I ever saw him play. So football has really, done a lot for my life, and it's allowed me to see a lot of different parts of the world.
What's going to happen if you go somewhere really cold?
I'm going to buy a jacket and go play in the snow, I guess.
Is it important to be a first-round draft pick?
Yes and no. I think you want to be, that's the goal. Everybody wants to be a first-round draft pick. And when you look at it, it doesn't matter what number you get picked. Like, when you get to a team, it doesn't say second round, whatever pick. It says the team and your name is on the back. And I told the guys at the combine, like, it doesn't matter. We're all going to have different journeys. Like, somebody's going to get picked early, somebody's going to get picked really late. Like, it doesn't matter. When you get there, how do you stay there? And, like, what's your impact? And I think that's the biggest thing. It's not what number you are, it's what value you bring.
What's your draft day going to look like?
Not too crazy. It's going to be me, my parents, my fiance, her parents, my sister. a few of my really close friends at the house, and just kind of enjoying the moment. I'm not really big on parties, so I'm not going to do one. Just like a little get-together, I guess, but just really kind of enjoying the moment with the people that I've been on this journey with.
We've talked so much today about defensive versatility, and you mentioned it earlier as well. How much do you feel like that's going to help you and also your teammates when you get to the NFL?
Yeah, I think when you go back and you kind of look at like the things they do at the University of Georgia, like they not necessarily make you, but if you can, they make you play different spots, and it just allows you to really understand football from a different point of perspective. And I think me being able to, play D safety and then go in the box and then go to start and, get a few reps at corner, like those things allowed me to really understand football at another level, and it allowed me to not only pull guys with me, but just kind of be in different spots that I wasn't supposed to be in to be able to make plays.
Kirby said yesterday he thinks of you as a modern day safety, like you can do everything from a matchup standpoint. What about your game do you think fits so well for the modern day NFL?
I think it's just my versatility, and like I said earlier, like I compete at the highest level, and I think, I want to compete against the best, and things aren't always going to go my way, but I never give up, and I just want to go out there and be my best version of myself wherever I'm at, whatever position that I be.
What allowed you and KJ Bolden to be as successful early in your career here as you were?
Yeah, I think it's the guys that come before you, right? So like when I got here, Chris Smith was here before me, and so was Dan Jackson, and they played a really big role in my development. And then when I got here, I was KJ's Chris. Like I was able to be what Chris was to me, to him, and just like kind of really dive in and take him under my wing and kind of show him how things went. And he's like a sponge, like in meetings. He really wants to learn, he really wants to grow, and he's super athletic. So just to watch him kind of grow in his process from spring to when he got here, and just kind of how he played throughout the season, I'm excited to see what he has for next year.
What part of your game do you think you improved the most of your last season in college? And is there a part of your game that you hope will take a jump during your first year in the NFL?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is just like my knowledge. Just like I said, I was playing so many different spots. I was able to really see football from a different point of perspective, and help guys as well. And I think the biggest thing I want to learn is like also the same thing, like the landmarks and hashes and like the rules are different in the league than they are in college. So just like relearning and diving into the whole process again is what I'm really excited about.
A lot of checkpoints obviously throughout your career. This is a big one before the draft. When you think back, your time in high school, have you had a chance to kind of think back in your entire journey of just working hard to be able to get to this position?
Yes and no. I think it's a good to reflect, but it's not great to always stay there for a long time. And I think about where I started and where I came from and where I'm at now, and I think that just keeps pushing me to be able to want to go further and just kind of better myself.
All right, that's all the time we have.